In continuing with talking about great books with an LGBTQ voice, it only makes sense that I talk about a book written by two of my favorite authors. One of my favorite books is Paper Towns by John Green. Another one of my favorite books is Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist by David Levithan and Rachel Cohn. So of course I'm going to love a book called Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan. Now, what's really unique about this book, it's not uncommon for a book written by two authors to have them switching chapters that they write. For instance, John Green might write chapter 1 and David Levithan chapter 2 and so on. Very common. Also not uncommon for each of them to be writing from a specific character's point of view, so it's alternating point of views, like this book does. What's so unique about this book is that both of the protagonists, the characters that each of these authors are writing from, are named Will Grayson. John Green's chapters are written by Will Grayson, capital letter W, capital letter G, correct capitalization. And that Will Grayson is doing everything he can to get through life without being noticed. He does not desire attention. He desires to kind of fade into obscurity. And he struggles with that because his best friend is Tiny Cooper, who in the book is described as the world's largest person who is really, really gay and the world's gayest person who is really, really large. Tiny Cooper is a flamboyant, energetic, outspoken gay football player who is as well throughout this book writing and creating a musical based on his own life. Meanwhile, David Levithan writes from the perspective of Will Grayson number 2, which is all lowercase letters Will Grayson. And this Will Grayson is angry. He's somewhat inappropriate in his language. I won't say somewhat. He's inappropriate in his language. He is wrestling with wanting to kill himself or wanting to kill everyone else. He does not believe that he has anything good going on in his life at all, except for one thing, which is an online conversation with a boy that he's in love with named Isaac. But things may not be quite what he seems. Partway through the book, Will Grayson and Will Grayson run into each other, and their lives are changed forever. So I highly recommend that you pick up Will Grayson, and enjoy a funny, albeit at times quite inappropriate, fun LGBTQ voice YA book. Incidentally, nominated for a Stonewall Award and the first LGBTQ book to ever show up on the New York Times children's bestsellers list. So one that certainly deserves some attention. Pick it up.